There we go. There we go. Getting some of these out. Let's make sure I'm sharing the link here. So there's that. Let's make sure the link is shared and it's out. Perfect, perfect. Perfect. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Got the stream going. First things first, if you haven't seen already, I got the new swag, the new shirt. The last animation we did was Dr. Fate. And I decided, I was like, you know what? I want to wear some I Am Cartoon swag and really highlight the accomplishment of finishing this tune from 2 years ago. So I thought I would do a shirt. So if you like this kind of thing and you want to see more, let me know. And I can make some more shirts and swag off of different cartoons that we do here. But just let me know. You comment down below and we'll check that out. But for now, we're going to get into a new animation. Something I have on my mind. I haven't done this character yet because he was always so tough to do, and I couldn't feel like I would do justice in anything I did for him. But for now, I think I'm gonna take a swing at it. It's Deadpool, and I think we can do some really wacky, zany stuff with them and make it fun. But first, before we can do anything really, we got to. Oh, that's an old fragment left over. Before we can really get into the really cool stuff, we got to create it from scratch first. We got to come up with the idea, right? What is he going to be doing? How are we going to highlight his powers? How are we going to highlight the action and make it fun? And then I think something like Deadpool, we can make it very relatable to right now, right? Because the new Deadpool movie is coming out here soon. So we can really take advantage of that right now. So let's do that. So let's go ahead and grab our pen tool. So I think it's also fair to say with Deadpool or with any character I do, it starts out with the character, right? And then when I hear the character's name or I think about how my relation, I remember the character, I automatically start visualizing something really neat about him. So Deadpool, I'm thinking he's shooting his guns, he's healing, he's being goofy, he's doing jokes, he's doing some crazy weird actions, his body is at weird angles and all that kind of stuff. That's Deadpool, right? So one of the parts I want to do with Deadpool, a big thing with him is his face, right? He's like a variation of Spider-Man. So in fact, let me go over and take a look at my reference. I have a couple of references of what he'll look like. For the sake of the animation, I think I'm going to keep him pretty simple. Something like that. It's funny. I said on the last stream how I don't really listen to Common, and it seems like every other track that comes on now is Common. So now Common is playing on my playlist like every other one. So Deadpool's eyes are kind of like Spider-Man's, but he has like little white circles with black circles on his red mask, and then little white eyes to go with it. But for this, we're gonna get a definite close up of his face, right? I'm gonna do like a little. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep that, but I see some. It seems like some pictures I see having like this little extra little fabric on the top of his head. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it. We're gonna go and start kind of like an animation. We're building the idea as we go. So I know I definitely want to get something with a wink. So we're gonna get a wink in there. So right off that, that's our first little animation we're gonna have. Another part I want to do, I know I'm going to have him with his feet up in the air. But I want to, when I do this, so let's start with his hips. His hips are right here. His shoulders are going to be right here. He's like hunched over, right? And I want to make sure I do some really good foreshortening with this. So one foot is going to be like right up in our face. And the other foot is going to be kind of like in the background. As it gets closer to us, it's going to get bigger. Oh, other way. It's hard trying to do foreshortening when you're trying to also draw the anatomy of the character at the same time. So this shoulder is going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. These are going to be the barrels of his guns. Pop, boy. Got some Drake. Sort of like this. So we can definitely fix that perspective as we come along and keep working on this. But right now, I know I want him to kind of be like this and be right here, a little bit bigger. And then kind of like that. And then what I want to do is come up real close. And then we're going to kind of see his face. Valuable lesson, man. I had to grow up. I go 0 to 100 real quick. Real quick. Whole squad on the Sort of like that, right? So actually, this part right here, I'll probably have his. You know what? Let's just get rid of all this. Let's turn on our onion skin and have it where it's. I like kind of how it's showing is foreshortening, almost like it's coming into us. But the part in the middle, I think I want to have his feet kind of like. And then his hands. And then his other hand. It's kind of like. And then his leg here. We're actually going to fix this up a little bit better. And then this foot, I might do something a little different with it. But this foot, let's do a little bit better. Kind of like this. But then his foot is coming down, right? I'm seeing it as we're doing this. Just a little bit better of a. It's not, his legs aren't just straight, right? We gotta come down at an angle. And what it is, he's gonna be kind of like flipping. Whoop, cancel, save. Let's make sure we save. I almost got rid of my own stuff. Close, close. So now as we go back right here. Whoop. All right, yeah, right here. Right here. Let's turn that off. I'm going to have him kind of like flipping. Let's just do the body shapes for right now because it's going to be a lot to try to figure out in the meantime. So his feet are going to be kind of like right here. That's his legs. He's like balled up, right? And then his head. It's kind of like that. But he's holding like the guns, right? So we're just going to try to, I'm just doing basic shapes. Not getting too bogged down into anything really crazy. So we're already starting. So as we build an animation, we're going to start running into some of our own drawings. So what we need to do is make space in between the drawings. As we come up with new ideas and we keep adding to it and adding to it, we have to start making space for it, right? And then, because he's coming from a distance, whatever I'm listening to, what is this? Listening to E. Jones, man. I don't know who E. Jones is, but he's got some good tracks right now, man. I don't know if it's old, new, it must be new. But what's this called? Without You, E. Jones. That's it right there. So we're gonna copy this. I put him in a shape where he's kind of like he's twisting. He's in a ball and he's twisting. And now let's go back one, make it smaller, show like he's coming from a distance, right? I'm gonna do like that. Let me turn my. Oh no. turn my volume down on my phone. It's sitting there vibrating. Every social media notification I get, the thing goes off. So I think that's cool for right now. And then as we get closer, then of course, you know, he goes away. But then I want to have where his head starts to come out of the picture. Right? Make sure my earbuds are joined again. All right, we jam it again. All right, cool. So this is probably not very great because let's actually move him down a little bit, move him up a little bit, because it's almost like he's beyond this drawing here. We can't have that. And actually, let's bring this drawing down some. So it's almost like he moves into the picture. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to create another drawing. Just to kind of help show like an in-between. And what I'll do is I'll get rid of these lines. It's going to be virtually the same drawing, right? But I'm going to tweak it just a little bit so it shows kind of like there is some movement. Like this. And this is going to become a little bit bigger. This will become a little bit smaller. And then, so we're going to do a so let's do another drawing right here. Make it a little bit bigger. It's almost like it merges into. I want these to kind of be a little bit closer than what they are. So we can do that by actually, before we get to this part, I have it coming down like this. Actually, we can make that work if we put this a little bit larger, a little bit further up. But let's go back and actually do something like that. Yeah, so this part here, what I can do, maybe this frame is not going to work. We can probably make that work. But what we got to do is zoom out on this part right here. So this is where we got to kind of sort through the chaos a little bit. It's going to be an in-between of these two frames here. There we go. So all we got to do Probably draw him some like butt cheeks. I think that's what's funny about Deadpool, right? It's like he's meant to be silly. Something like that. That's much better. That's much better how it connects, right? I think we're starting to get there. We're starting to get somewhere with this. Maybe right here, we can actually have his arms are still kind of coming down. Like that. And then, so right here is where we will have so I think it's incorrect to have him just going down. I think it'd be funnier to have him getting closer. Kind of like that. But let's actually have this a little bit more up. Like that. Yeah. This foot is not really working for me either. I think we need to have it a little bit further. And then right here, to kind of fill it in a little bit even better. So I want these shoulders to be just a little bit higher. Kind of like that. Make them just a little bit higher, right? Have his torso be a little bit higher too. You know what? Let's get rid of that torso. And then we can his hand coming down like that. It's not enough for him to just be close. I think he needs to be coming down as well, right? And that's too much of a drastic change right here. It needs to be the same, larger, closer, but further down, like that. So size and position helps to show movement, even though it's probably not as much movement. It's showing flow coming close to you, but you're using size to help show that movement, right? Excuse me. I think that's good for now. It's kind of like a little Z here, right? And then what I'm going to have going on here, I'll probably erase this. Well, I don't know. I might use this though. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it in the beginning or use it in the end, but we'll see. We'll see. He was kind of going in that direction though. Maybe him. Going this way. Let's get rid of that. That's not really doing anything for me. Yeah, there we go. But what I need now, I need a background because it's not really sitting very well. I'm gonna call this the animatic. What is this? That's nothing. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it on a different layer because I don't want to mess with it for now. I know I want to use it, but I'm not sure where. But for right here, I'm going to create a line to kind of help show the horizon line in the background. And then I'm going to, we're probably going to end up doing maybe like at least, we'll probably end up doing like at least, I can see about I want to say 500 frames. Beach House Summer, E. Jones. That's pretty good too. Check it out. I want to say I'm going to probably end up using 500 frames, but we can probably get away with a lot less depending on how well we do this thing. So let me see something. Let me see. This, I might fix this. So another thing real quick. I like to do my backgrounds in blue. And then I like to turn that at low opacity to about 50 maybe. But that blue is a little too blue. Maybe 50 is not enough. Maybe, because it's still too blue. Maybe like 20. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Oh, actually, maybe 20 is a little too low. Probably about 35. Yeah, 35 is great. Let's go back to our picture. I think I'm going to have Deadpool. I want to see a couple more frames ahead. Nope. Let's get black back. Let's get rid of this. I want to have it kind of like, I might even change this. Let me see something. Might even do it where it's kind of like, just like a blob. We don't know what it is. Actually, you know what? I think what I'll do, I'll keep this, but I'm gonna use it right here. And then right here, this is where I'm gonna bring my frame back. So let me just review it again, just to kind of see what I have here. I think I want to have a frame. I might do a frame or two. Whoop. Where we're going to get rid of these. And I'm going to have like the barrels exposed to like... It's going to be kind of like the gun is fired. Kind of like... Whoa, I did something. I'm not sure what I did. We're going to do something kind of like this. Actually, that's too high up. It's kind of like this. And then I'll use this same graphic here. What I'm trying to do is show the guns are firing. Wherever I go, she goes. It's a Lupe Fiasco. I go, she goes. And then maybe do another one right here, right? Something like that, right? Ah, man. I messed it up. Wasn't supposed to do it like that. Coming down just a little bit, ever so slightly. So it's supposed to be something kind of like this. If we're going to draw it back real quick. How's that? We could probably add a couple more. What we're going to do is draw like a couple of in-betweens. Just to kind of help fill in some of the gaps a little bit. So in order to do that, his hips are going to be kind of like right here. And then I want to kind of have him extending just a little bit. Nothing really coherent Not really trying to make it something that you can really tell. We can always come back, right? We can always come back and fix it to make it look any better than we want to. So I don't need my reference anymore at the moment, so I'm gonna put that away. So let's get our thing back again right here. I think I'm gonna do his head kind of like right here with his knees. Not worried about making it looking pretty. Something in between these two sizes here. Now let's take a look and see what it looks like here. Let's press play and see how it flows. I think that's great. I think that looks really good. Let's do the stop at, it's stopping at 114 right now. Let's do it to stop at, what's this, 34? Put it on repeat. Let's do the start right here. Sort of like that. And let's play it and see what we got. That's really good for right now. And I think what we can do with that is when he does come through and start shooting, I just feel like this right here, maybe we can push this back a little bit. I feel like it's not flowing well right in this spot. Maybe make them a little bit smaller too. Or perhaps, no, not smaller, but bigger. And kind of overlap a little bit. These need to move apart a little bit too, I think. A little further apart. Something like that. Like that. Like that. Now let's try it. Let's hit save. Hit play. That flows a lot better. He's still slowing down when he gets close to us for some reason. So maybe let's it's right here. Give him just a little bit of body. I think we can make it move it a little bit faster by just moving them just a little bit further down. I know we're over tweaking it just right now, but this is what's going to make it flow. This is going to make it look so beautiful. Even faster, right? That's good. That's really good. I think I'm happy with that. So the next part, there's another part to this I really want to do. I didn't want to say it at the beginning because I want to kind of surprise you guys with how I'm doing this. The next part of this is going to be, let me move my animation part right here. It's going to be another character with Deadpool. So I'm sure you already can guess who it is. I'm going to have his hands kind of like kind of like that. And then they're gonna move back, right? And as they move back, they're gonna move back but get closer at the same time, like he's spreading his hands apart. Like so. See, it's all about the shape and move and placement. And maybe right there is good, but maybe just one. I'm gonna try just one more frame. I'm sure y'all can guess who it is so far. So on the end spot, well, actually, let's just go ahead and draw his face. I need a reference. I can't remember how he looks exactly. So if I go to the Jim Lee comics, and we can throw a little spin on it when we're done too. Jim Lee comics. Those are the old school 1990s X-Men style. Our guy, he has a nice square chin. Let's get rid of this. I think we got the shape. We know what we're doing. And then make him look really menacing, right? We can give him a nose for now. He's got a nice little chin. We don't want to make him too cartoony. The last thing I want to do, yes, it's a comic. Yes, he's a cartoon, but I don't want to make it unrecognizable. He's not a Looney Tune where they're drawn in so many different styles and stuff. Our guy has something kind of like this going on, right? Oh yeah, something like that. And then he does have like a mouthpiece thing right here going on. But I think we can do him a little bit more justice and have maybe like some hairs coming out right here. I think those are the coolest looks that Wolverine has when he's at his best. And then kind of remove some of these here to make him look more like his character. Let's save. Make sure we're saving. And I'm going to group this so I can move the face how I want. And then with this, I'm going to do his blades. These are the best images of Wolverine when they're going right across his face. I think it'll be even cooler if we can just see his eyes right in between the blades too, right? So it's like, you know, like skeet or scrit or whatever it is when he pulls his blades out. But I think his face is too big for this part. Got to keep it proportional to what we're doing here, right? And even with that, let's go ahead and kind of... Let's go to another frame because there's a lot going on that one. I'm going to draw his back kind of like this. Draw his shoulders. Got some nice deltoids. And then we'll do his arms like that. But the really cool thing when Wolverine is at his best is when he's hunched over. So let's put him down a little bit more, right? Let's bring all this up. So we're building from the back to the front. So right now I'm going for the final image of what Wolverine's going to look like at the end of his little spot that we're going to highlight for him instead of starting at the beginning. We can come up with the motion a little bit later. You see that? And I might even do his arms kind of like up. Kind of like that. And even more so, let's go ahead and let's exaggerate this even more, right? Let's do it where he's kind of like rearing back a little bit. Like that. Yeah. He's got to be rearing back. Like he's like, ooh, like he's gasping and rearing up, you know? But along with that, so let's actually bring this down because I can't see what's going on with it. Actually, let's draw this a little bit better too. We can do better than that, right? We can do better than that. And then kind of like that. Sort of like that. I don't like the way this is shaped. Even though it doesn't make any difference at all, it's throwing me off. So I think with this, what we can do is move this over a little bit. Let's shrink this. Let's narrow this torso, but shrink it as well. And then we'll actually unnarrow it. Yeah, that looks a little bit better, but his arms look way too long. Sort of like that. Again, we're building the animation up, so it's going to look a little funky as we go. And let's build up on this. So as he's coming down with it, it's like this. The camera's gonna turn and come close at the same time. So it's gonna be kind of like that, right? Like revealing it's Wolverine, you know? So the next part, kind of like so. I just have to kind of see what's going on at the same time. Like so. Look at that. That looks good, right? Let's bring his hands down though. These things are long. These are some extra long arms he's got going on here. They're not going to be that exaggerated. We exaggerate a little bit. We don't need to do it that much though. And then this next part, we're going to get close on the elbow. But the elbow is going to be a little bit lower. And then the hands are going to be kind of crossing each other. And we're going to get a close-up of his face a little bit. But he's going to have a hunched up back. Like so. Just building up. That might be too close, too fast. Too close, too fast. And then this one's going to be right there. So perhaps we just need to rear back on this just a little bit like that. So the next part is probably this part right here. So let's bring this back in. If we need to make more space later on, we definitely can. Like so. And his blades are starting to come out. let's just go ahead and for this, I'm just gonna skip that part, the part we were just working on, and go to this part because I kind of want to. I love my close-ups. I want to do a close-up of his face. And then we're going to do... I kind of see what I want to do with it. We're going to do a closer image of his face, actually, with him yelling. He's like, ah... Actually, this part of his eye is going to be scrunched up. I'm just imagining what a face looks like when it's yelling, you know? But he has kind of like these fangs right here. And then kind of like that, like so. What else did I put in here? Yeah, that's about right. But then as that's happening, so I need this back. His face is going to be turning. Nope, nope, go back. This part right here, whoop, it's no good. It's more like the lips needs to come up more like. Man, it's like, ah. How does a mouth look when it's open and it's yelling? That's our... There we go. There we go. His mouth isn't just open. It's kind of more like... something more like that. And we can fix this later on. There's no need to really get too bogged down into this. And then the hair is kind of coming down like that. Like so. But before we can get to this part, we still need to do one frame in between it. Because it can't just turn from front to side, front side. It's got to be like a front, middle, side, you know. So this is going to be, you thought the side was tough? This is going to be even tougher. That's actually a really great transition right there. Because I'm through now. Don't you love the way we claim it? Bankhead, sinkhead. The earth is never tainted. Fainted when you heard the bourbon surfing on the block and all you dividers and individuals need to check yourself out. So let's kind of draw his head like this. And then for a 3-point view, we need to kind of do a little bit in the front and a little bit in the side. It's not quite big enough, but we're not going to worry about that right now. All we're going to worry about is trying to get these proportions looking right. Sort of like so. That looks nothing like Wolverine, right? But we're not too worried about that just yet. Try to get the mouth a little bit better situated. Bring the nose down just a little bit more. And maybe this mouth could be... Nah, I'm not going to worry about it just yet. So with this happening here, let's get rid of this one. Sort of like so. But then we're going to take this same drawing. Again, it's not meant to be perfect. Not meant to be perfect. We're going to scale it down. And we're going to move it. Again, shape and size. Show movement. And the whole point of this part here, is to kind of help us show that Wolverine is going to be moving. Man, I can't get this neck right, but we'll get that right in the actual drawing. That's fine. So we'll show the shoulder. And then, so with this part here, this is kind of where I want... Let me get my screen back situated. So this is what I'm trying to do. So Deadpool is going to be coming in shooting. So I actually want this part to be before Deadpool. Sort of like right here. And actually, let's put Deadpool on his own frame. So kind of like right here. Starting right there. That's right. Deadpool. Animate. And Wolverine. Matic. So it's gonna be kind of like a tag team double attack kind of thing. Sort of like this. This probably needs to be happening a little bit closer at the same time. So let's bring it in a little bit. So he's coming in from there, and then we're going to have Wolverine about right here. It's going to be kind of like this. Actually, let's move this down one. And then for this, we're going to have like maybe a blade or two kind of sticking out. And then we're going to have Wolverine. Let's try not to get too bogged down into the drawing like I just was, you know? Sort of like so. I kind of want it to be like Wolverine's coming in. He's like angry. Sort of like right here. And this might be too much of an angle, honestly. Let's maybe put it a little bit better angle here. Sort of like that. I don't like the way he's coming in, though. The way I imagine it, Wolverine's doing his thing, and then Deadpool comes in over him. And then he's kind of like slashing in. Maybe we can do a couple of slashes or something like that, where he's kind of like... Ooh, even better. Even better. Let's cut all this. Cut all this out. Scratch that. Scratch that. We'll literally have Wolverine. I keep it play while some choose to play it safe. The wrestler make his risky business in the AA. Sort of like that. But maybe let's move it right. Maybe a little bit closer to the end. B-O-Y-O-U-T. The party people in the club are time to cut a road. No throw the deuces in the skies with the shutterbugs. The blades are actually cutting through the screen as Deadpool is coming down. How much cooler can it be than that? And the Underground Kings. Maybe like right here. When you do aim and make it onto the most so make it so the doctor they can replenish them. It's like this right here. Yeah, and then we could do the same thing over here. Sound that cuts a rug. I told them this is in this guy. That's for them shutterbugs. We gotta have it ending though. So kind of like that. Deuces in the skies for the shutterbugs. Cut a rug, cut a rug. Deuces in the skies for the shutterbugs. Chris Harden's is Toon Boom Harmony hard to get used to compared to the Adobe Animate? And if you happen to use that before. So thanks Chris for the comment. To comment back on that, I think Toon Boom Harmony is so much better to use than Adobe Animate. I tried to use Adobe Animate when I felt like I was like maybe I can replace the program because I was a graphic designer before. So I use nothing but Adobe products, and I live by Adobe products. I still pay for Adobe today. But when they tried to come out with Animate, it was a really cool idea, and I give them kudos for that. But it just wasn't intuitive enough for me, compared to Harmony. That's what I've noticed. So I tried to use it. I tried to actually do one of my tunes in Adobe Animate, but it just it didn't flow very well. Like this, I can choose the pen tool, make it smooth, and make it unsmooth, and just draw. Adobe Animate, you couldn't unsmooth it. From what I remember, I haven't used it in a couple years, but from what I remember, it was like it would smooth it automatically, and then it was using more like a bitmap kind of style, like Flash. It was like Flash basically. If you used Flash back in the day, before it became Animate, then you'll love it, or you'll be used to it anyway. But Harmony is a whole different beast. It has some of the same kind of tools, or if not better tools, to help animate for like transparencies, effects, and things like that. What I will say about Animate that I wish Harmony had a little bit better was the way it synced across platforms. Because Animate, you can do your whole animation in it or whatever, and then you can save it in a Photoshop file. Or you can take a Photoshop file and bring it into Animate and just start drawing on it. I'm like, man, that's so useful. But not in Harmony. So I almost exclusively do everything in Harmony. Even the voice, I'll record voice in Adobe Audition, and I'll bring it into Harmony as a WAV file, and I'll line it up where I need to. Whereas I didn't see where I could do that in Animate. Maybe you can, but I didn't play with it enough. But then I'll take everything, I'll do it in here, and if there's any kind of like overlay edits or something like that I need to do, I'll use After Effects or Premiere, or like I said, Audition for the other things, but to bring it all together. But everything else is hand drawn in Harmony. So I hope that answered your question. And if you have more questions, just let me know. So let me just go ahead and like that while I'm there. Appreciate it. So the idea what we're going with is that Wolverine is going to be cutting right into this. We're going to let it sit for a little bit. And then we're going to have him cut across. So as he cuts across, this is where it's going to get, we got to use our creativity here, right? He's going to cut across, right? But then, let me scale that down. We're going to have it where he's going to cut across here. Sort of like, let's start from here, because it's going to be 3 blades, right? Let's not make it too wild. And so with that, this is where I want to kind of, we got to use our creativity here again. And let's make it so it's ripping into this as well. So that's fine. But this right here, let's get our eraser and let's make it more of a circle again. So let's have it ripping. Oops. So this is where I'm going to have to kind of, your graphic designer too, but wanted to get better at animating. Want to invest in Toon Boom because it just seems so much better. Adobe Animate has been good. Yeah, definitely. I feel you. Like I said, I was a graphic designer. I still am a graphic designer, right? But I kind of exclusively turned off graphic design just to animate because I don't know, like, maybe you feel this way too, but the passion was in animating. Um, I'm 35 and I grew up in the 90s kid watching all the animes and all the cartoons that came out, and I love those, and I always wanted to imitate it, sort of like what's one? What's a good one? Um, I think of Digimon. I think of Digimon, digital monsters, and all that stuff. I'm like, man, I always wanted to do stuff like that and have some cool creations and some cool characters. And it's like, I want Spider-Man to do this. How come they never went over here? And how come they never showed Spider-Man versus, you know, like Batman or something? That would be cool. We never really got that, right? So, like, I can do my own. That's the beauty of animating. You can make your own. Yep, so it ripped right there. Oh, for some reason I don't know why this happens. My music cuts out. Oh, it's updating. That's wild. That's wild. It just updates. No warning. But yeah, I love animation. Um Chris, I don't know if you saw my if you looked at my channel any, I have some of my own cartoons I've been making. Not these tunes, but my Philandroids show. That's a prime example, right? So I was like, you know what? I was doing graphic design. I was working at the graphic design place where I was doing shirt illustrations and stuff. It's called Medals of America. Check them out. Um, and I was like, you know what? I'm doing all this drawing for other people. I know I can do this myself, and I got a passion for it. Now's the time. I had plenty of time to. Actually, I had no time, but I made time to work on my animation. And I started out really small. I started out with Philandroids actually. That's gonna be a story for one day. Looking back, telling my kids is like my first animation was my famous TV show you see on YouTube or something. But I started out drawing one of my characters, and I just took it step by step. I knew the basic concept that animation is an illustration over and over and over. You keep building on it and you keep changing it. The traditional style animation, like Disney or something. I knew that much, but and then I just started. I just started trying things, and then next thing I know, I'm doing these, and I'm kind of on YouTube, doing this. I started on YouTube a long time ago, but I never fully embraced it like I am now. And I'm hoping to grow this and to build it even more and more. And in doing this, I'm actually building my skills, right? You'll come to find that if you haven't started already, Chris, that you're gonna be drawing so much. It's gonna improve your skills a lot, a lot. Um, and I think you will appreciate animation even more just for that. So, um, don't mind me. I'm just kind of talking to. That's another thing I've noticed about animating. Is like you can almost just turn your brain off and just enjoy the work. You don't have to really use your brain. You don't really have to think outside of creating the idea. I can just work. Let my hands work, Let my hands do the job. And And I'm hoping that by the time I'm done with this section, this all will make sense. My goal tonight is to... Ooh, that doesn't make sense, does it? Let's fix that. My goal tonight is to finish this animatic and make sure it's looking good. Make sure it's good and tight. So that when we walk away from this, the next live stream, we can just start on the actual animation, the actual final illustration itself. Let's go back to this layer. Okay. See? Yeah, it should just keep building off of where we were at. It's digging in more and more into what was clawed through. And I think what I want to do is at the end, and when it's all clawed through, I'll have... We can put the title card. Maybe we can put the title card at the end. Or maybe we can put... We'll either do the title card or we'll do Deadpool doing the wink. Hey, Chris, I tell you what. So you're there. Tell me what you think. Should we do Deadpool doing the wink at the end? This one right here. Let me get it. Was it wink? Like at the end of him. Hold on. So I'm gonna have Wolverine clawing through, and he's gonna claw through, and then we're gonna see something at the end, and we can do the Deadpool just doing his wink, I think. Or we can do the title card like I've done with my other tunes. Tell me what you think, and we'll go that way. You can say you've been involved, part of the process. Make it even more fun. Let me see. You wrote some more here. Oh man, okay. I want to make cartoons like Simmons. I haven't seen. Oh, Simpsons. Is that Simpsons? Regular Show, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy, 2D style. I grew up watching Looney Tunes and things like that on Nickelodeon. Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy is a really good one. I love Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, I'm going to browse your channel. Just found your post on Reddit. Link in the stream. Oh man, that's really cool. That's really cool. I wasn't sure if people were seeing my Reddit posts, but hearing you say that you found me on Reddit really, really makes me happy, because I was like, man, I'm just posting this out in the void. I don't know if anybody's gonna see it, but you saw it. Thanks for joining me from that. So I'm gonna keep posting to Reddit then. What does it say? Just saw your post on linking to the stream. I'm getting started on YouTube as well. Okay, putting out content and getting better at animation, hopefully. Making a career out of it. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. So here's something for you. I thought at first I wanted to work in a studio, but then I kind of decided not to. And the reason why is because, so we're men, right? We're men. We're all men. I felt like I wouldn't be happy working in the studio either. Because I feel like I work at jobs. I have a really good paying job. You know, I make a lot of money. I make good money where I work at. So I wouldn't just leave it for no reason. But I feel like, man, if I had it my way, would I really leave my job now or leave any other good job or whatever job I'm at to go work somewhere else for another company or something, doing animation, which is what we're loving so far, what we like to do right now, right? But it was just like, man, I don't know if I would enjoy it, because I feel like they would be like, you wouldn't draw what you want to draw. You would draw what's up for work. And I'll tell you this, Chris, I actually had a couple of animation clients. I had a slew of clients that was coming in, and I was making good money. I was making probably like $1,000 on some of them, a couple hundred on others. I would say the lowest I got paid from animation was like almost 500, like 460, 480 or something like that. The most I ever got paid was like 1,700 for one animation now. and it was fun. It was cool. Um, but I didn't enjoy some of the processes sometimes. Sometimes it got too bogged down into changes and the animations weren't fun, and I was just like, man, I just don't know. I don't know about this. This isn't. It started making it less fun. I don't know if I would want to work somewhere because it would be worse. I was working for myself, freelancing, making money, and even that was starting to feel like, oh, I'm not enjoying this. Versus me doing this right here with you, talking to people that are passionate about it, doing what I'm passionate about right here. This is fun. If I can make money doing this with YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, whatever, that's the way to go. You want to do a Bob's? You want to do a Simpsons and a Bob's Burgers? You do your own Simpsons, your own Bob's Burgers. Put it on YouTube. That's the way to go. That's what I think. But that's just my 2 cents. Like I said, I did a little bit of animation freelance myself, and that's what I noticed about myself. Let me know what you think of that. Make a career out of it, or to work in the studio. I post my stuff to Reddit. Seems like not a lot of action happening there, but I reckon some people may see it. Anything helps, you know. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, definitely. I feel you. You know what's another funny thing? I've actually taken to Reddit a little bit more in the last couple of years. I didn't realize how good of a social media platform it was. I was like, Reddit? I don't know. But there's actually a lot of really good information out there. It's like it's the non-video version of YouTube in a lot of ways. You can almost find whatever you need there. Sometimes I'll post in Google. I'll Google something, and it's literally just oh, I slashed it in. Okay. I'll look for something in Google and I'll put Reddit right after it. Probably like how to beat this game, Reddit. I was like, oh man, really cool. So I figure if there's people looking for animation in the same way, they have the same kind of passions, they're probably doing the same thing. Let me just go ahead and make this. Actually, okay, I see. So these wouldn't be filled in. This would be filled in right here. This is what's so cool about this. It's like a sense of discovery, you know? Yeah, like that. So you wouldn't be, it would be this right here. Yeah. The in-betweens, right? All that's cut out. So the in-betweens, because all this is cut already. It's getting a little bit more complex than I thought. But that's the fun part. That's the fun part. Yeah, like that. But see, again, you wouldn't see that because it's already cut through. You would see this. I don't know though. It's cooler the other way. I'll have to make it work somehow. The idea is there. Kind of like so. And I just have like little scraps and stuff coming down. Sort of like so. So you wouldn't see this. Oh, let's see. Let's see. You did post some more. I don't do freelance graphic design for those types of reasons. Exactly, right? I think maybe even to be a staff animator for a popular show, for even for a season or a feature film, just for that's a good point. If you have your name attached to some kind of new, I don't care if it's a bad Disney movie, like Wish, that was not a good movie. But if you had your name attached to something like that, at least you could say, "I'm seasoned. I've done it." Right. So I feel you. I feel you. Also, if you do the wink for Deadpool, that would be cool. Got you. Got you. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. If I have problems with video editing or Animate and can't find it on YouTube, I'll ask Reddit. Yeah, yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. I've definitely taken custom to Reddit a lot more. So let me just copy this. I feel like I'm messing this all up for no reason. So let's get rid of these. No, actually, give me the originals back. And then something like that right there. Bam, bam. So you wouldn't see this because that's a hole he created. So all this will be gone. All of that's already been cut up. So show me the parts that's been cut up. This has been cut up already. Cool, cool. So we'll fill that in like that. And then all of this has been cut. Like so. Bam, bam. All this has been cut. All of that. You're not gonna see any of that. All of this. So it's literally scraps left over. Like so. And then what I'll do is have the scraps kind of like falling away. And then this is going to just fold over and of itself. I'll probably actually have it kind of like shrinking down. I want to show a progression of nope, too big. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this out. Bam, like that. And then you won't see it anymore. This one. Like that. And then this is just going to fold in on itself, kind of like so. And then it's gone. And then this is just going to just go away. So now let's take a look at it. Let's hit save. Make sure we're saving. Oh, that's good. I think that's good. What we need to do, though, I need to combine these right here so that they don't... I don't know. That might be something to fix in the coloring. Or I can come back and fix it in the next part at the very least. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Instead, I'm just going to go ahead and place this. I need to place it right here. Because what I'm going to do is an overlap. Like so. So his face It's going to be under all this. And this is actually going to look better. It's actually going to show the overlap. His face is going to be revealed after the once I put color in it and have like a overlay of color. So, oh, I gotta fix that part. So I'll do something. I'll finish his body in kind of like that, just real quick, and then oh, that's completely the wrong frame, the wrong layer. Let's turn our onion skins down. Let's pick it up so I can see what I'm doing. And actually, I don't need the next frame. I need the last frame. So like so. And then we're gonna kind of have his head like so. Yeah, that's almost perfect. I'm gonna have his blades kind of coming down. They're leaving the screen. I feel like I can do something else with Wolverine, but I can't pursue it just yet. Not with the way I'm thinking. I might have to come back and do like a part 2 or something. But just the way it is, I think it's fine. We're not even gonna see all that. Kind of get his back in there. Shoulder's a little too big there. Ooh, that shoulder's that shoulder's out of control. Blade's a little bit longer. Let's make some blades over here the same. And then we'll start filling in some of his mask. Actually, I'm going to have his eyes closed. And then put some little hairs on the side. How did I do this over here? And then kind of just doing the same over here. Not getting too bogged down to crazy details. And again, one more time. It should be the last one, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. I kind of want to do an intro to it, though, a little bit. Let's move everything down before we call it. Yep, just making sure there's no more messages. Let me just move everything down. Because I kind of want to have his hands up like this. Yeah. It's kind of like a close-up. But as we get... Oh, I forgot I turned it off. Let's turn our onion skin back on for forward. But as the hands are closer, they're actually going out of the frame more too. Like so. Ooh. Let's push it out just a little bit more. Like that. Let's actually give Deadpool a little bit of a body here. I think what I want to do is actually I want to show Deadpool's body at some point, like his full scale of him. But before I do that, I do want to go ahead and draw the title card. Let's go ahead and knock that out real quick. I'll call it. I think we'll call it Deadpool 3 Tag Team, or maybe Deadpool Tag Team, something like that. How long is that animation going to be? Probably not too long. Um, Probably like a few seconds, to be honest. All of this for just a few seconds. So I'm just gonna show, like, I'm probably gonna have Deadpool be like, he's gonna have his guns or something. He's gonna be like, let's get started or something like that. And then it's gonna zoom away from him, and then it's gonna have Wolverine's hand. We're gonna do this part. Wolverine's hands is gonna come up, and he's gonna be like, ah, and then Deadpool's gonna come jumping or whatever, and then yeah, that's it. Maybe a few seconds, to be honest. It's not very long. Wolverine. Probably should have did it all capitalized. Gotta make sure I can spell right. And also keep in mind that I'm really making this stuff up as I go. Like, call it tag team. Or no, I'm just gonna call it Deadpool and Wolverine. And I'm gonna say stay tuned. And then we'll do it again. I really like doing these title cards. I don't know if they're effective. I don't know if people like them or not, but for me, it's almost like a Marvel movie. It's like you have or a movie in general. You have your title card showing the title of the movie itself. It kind of really just wraps it up. It really makes it final. Something final about it. Chris, man, I really appreciate you watching, man. I can't, I cannot express enough like how much that has made my day. Like, finding me on Reddit, having a conversation, asking questions about stuff, being engaged, being involved. That it goes a long way, man. I really appreciate it, big time. Deadpool. So are you Let me ask you, are you a big movie buff? Are you into I know you like cartoons. Are you into comics and stuff like that? Into movies in general? Let's copy this, paste it right there, and then we'll just repeat this a couple times. And then I'm gonna have it start from the beginning, and then let's play it. it's only like 1 second. That's probably only like 2 or 3 seconds. But that's fine. That's fine. Because what I want to do here is I'm gonna draw Deadpool, and we're just gonna do his body in general, just building his shape up. Yeah, my last cartoon was 1 minute 20 seconds, but took probably 40 hours. 40 hours. Wow. Given all the drawing, rigging, was cool when it's done. So okay, my bad. I assume. So you're not new to this. You're not new to this. Like you do this. Okay. All right. For sure, man. Y'all here doing it. Yeah, yeah, appreciate it, definitely. And of course, like his gun. Probably a little bit more like that. Yeah, I'm into like sci-fi type movies and comedies. Okay, okay. So, I mean, that's why I did Deadpool and Wolverine, because I was like, okay, this is definitely pop culture right here. People are definitely going to be into, um, they would definitely be into a Deadpool animation if I did one. I want the gun to be kind of like right here. I want it to kind of be like his arm. Yeah, sort of like that. But then his head looks weird. Sort of like so. We can actually draw him in a little bit better. We can actually do something closer to this. And then we can do his head. Yeah, his head's gonna be tilted this way because you know he's sassy. Deadpool's hella sassy. Yeah, like he's tapping his gun on his head, like so. We'll do this for a little. Ooh, 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 ooh. We'll do this for a little bit, and then we'll do a close up on his face. Something like right there. Copy, and then maybe right here. Do a close up, but then the background has to move too. And then it'll rest right there. Let's put some more frames in between. We'll grab this and then we'll do like a aha moment. Or something like, I got it. His eyes will be really big. Like, oh. But see, now as I'm doing this, I'm thinking I'm putting more into this, man. I'm feeling like doing a little bit more to it. I wasn't planning on I wasn't planning on that. It's actually digging into a little bit more than I thought. Yeah, that turned out badass. I fancy myself in the comedy. Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Now I'm thinking about having Deadpool start out as a running. Um, I love to do like this foreshorten kind of thing, and then like a zoom in, zoom out. Just kind of play with the action, just to see the dynamic feel of the whole thing. I think I might do something like go back here, and then in the very next one, we'll go back to the center screen again. Close. Close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to do like a Looney Tunes kind of thing, where he's going to go shoulders down. He's going to go like... And then his leg, we got enough now. We got enough of that part. He's gonna have his leg up. While this other leg is down. Nope. Wrong leg. Like that. He's gonna go like, and then he's gonna take off. So kind of like, and the point of that is to keep that really zany feel to him. Make sure I keep my foreshortening good. Still kind of figuring this out as I do it. Sort of like that. All right. So the point of that is to start the foreshortening portion of this. Because I want to do like a close-up now. Because after we did that, I want to kind of show his head, like he kind of goes out of the picture, but then he comes back into the picture. This is really ambitious. I don't know where this is going. I mean, I have it in my head, but it's really ambitious right now, so just bear with me. Turn off my cropping real quick. Make this shoulder go further back. Make this body go more like this. And then put a hand in the front of this like so. And then what's happening is it's going to back up some more. And then the shoulders are going to shift. And then it's going to back up some more. And then the body's going to shift some more. So this is where I might have to go back and learn some more anatomy for running to make it look right. Sort of like so. I cannot forget that now we're going to go even smaller, even further back, and then even smaller. And then the shoulder is going to be this way, even smaller. It's going to be in between, smaller. And then this shoulder is going to be this way, smaller, in between, smaller, shoulder this way. Then that's when Wolverine comes in. So it's going to be like, oh. And then he's going to be running right there. And then Wolverine's going to come in. It's like, And then he's going to be like, whoa. So now it makes sense that Deadpool just came from out of the back. It's like, where is he coming from? He comes in shooting. What we could probably do right here too, the ideas keep flowing a little bit. So as he starts shooting, you could do like a, right here, you could do like a crack in the scene. Crack in the scene. And then maybe another crack in the scene right here. As the bullets start hitting. That's good. That's good. I like that. I really like that. Really build the composition up, you know? So now let's just play it a little bit. Oh, I didn't even draw my leg. Oh, man. Okay, right here and right there. It's like, what? Yeah. And I can easily just so we can kind of recognize what's going on. Of course, he has his guns. So this, I need to remember which leg is which. So that leg is back. So the leg is kind of stepping. This is just quick drawings to kind of get the idea in here. There we go. Kind of like so. I'm just going to use this as the middle frame for each one until we can actually get some time to actually draw this correctly. But that works for now. Let's make sure we're saving. Perfect, perfect. And then, actually what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna copy this. I think it's actually a pretty decent. That's much better than that, for sure. Save it, group it. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Good, it didn't. Make it a little bit smaller. I'm trying to make the heads match size. I think that's a good reference. And then for this, what I'm going to do to kind of help offset which side is which, I'm just going to switch the arm placement to over here. Head placement. Let's get the head first. Arm placement right there. Head placement right here. And this arm to be over there. Fix the body. Whoa. Fix this leg to be over here. This leg to be over there. Like so. I think that kind of works, but again, not really caring for it to be perfect just yet. But we can shrink it down to like that. I think that's good. And grab this one. Did we group it? Yep, sure did. Really small this time. Yeah, great. Oh, maybe one more. Kind of show that he's off in the distance. And then another one. All right, I think we got enough to call this baby. We got enough space. We got enough effects. We got enough people. Everything. I think it looks good. Let's crop it and let's start it. We'll test it out, see how it looks, and then we'll start it up again on the next stream. So let's check it out. Play. Oh, got it. It might be a little fast. It might be a little too fast. So what I'm probably gonna do, I don't know. I think it has enough going on, but it might be a little too fast. And I got to get the background also to move to kind of help show him going off into the distance a little bit. So that's got to be done. But overall, I think the idea is there. I think that's solid. It's a success. It's a Deadpool animation, but Wolverine makes a little cameo in it. I said it was going to be 500 frames, but it ended up being like 119. That's crazy. 119. But it's probably going to end up being more because I'm probably going to add a few more little in-betweens, tweak it a little bit more, make it flow a little bit better. I think it's there, but it's not quite what I want it to be. But I like it. I love it. So, yeah, man. I fancy myself in the comedy room. Definitely. So yeah, Chris, I really appreciate it, man. If you want to see the next part of this, I'll be on Wednesday, at 7 o'clock. And And then also on Friday at 7 o'clock as well, somewhere around that time. You'll see me post and Reddit again, but I should be streaming around then. So, yeah, if you have any other comments you want to make, definitely put some in the comments. Make sure you like it, share, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. You know, all the YouTubes. And if you like this shirt, it's another animation I did of my previous one, Dr. Fate. I figured I would do some more shirts and merchandise like this to kind of get folks on board. But just let me know.